God told me this is mine. Like, we need to go buy it right now. And he's like, you're crazy. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, God told me it's mine. Like, we have to go meet this lady. And we were supposed to go meet her this one weekend. But he was like, we're not going to go up there and look at the stuff when we don't even have all the money for it. He's like, that's just dumb. That's like going to look at a car when you don't have all the money to pay for it. And, like, all this stuff. And I'm like, look, I'm telling you, God told me it was mine. I feel it in my soul. We have to go look at this stuff. Well, the tornado hit our house that night. And if we would have went and got that stuff that night, then it would have all got ruined. Because where I would have set it at, it would have rained on it through our ceiling. So I messaged her right before this happened, and I was like, hey, like, I don't need the shipping supplies that you're trying to sell with this. I don't need the hangers. Like, what would you take for everything? And she gave me her price, and it was exactly what we had, and it was like $20.
That's amazing.
And I was like, sold. So we set a meeting up for the next weekend for me to go pick it up. And it's just funny how the things, like, work like that, because, like, if my husband wouldn't have been, like, we're not going to get this stuff right now, then it would have got ruined by that tornado. But God told me it was mine, and I knew that it was mine. I just needed to be patient about it.
Right.
It was insane, and it was all because I was like, God told me this was mine, and we're getting it.
Well, that is amazing that you understand what God is telling you, because that's one of the hardest things about faith is interpreting. Yes. And, you know, I do a lot of questioning. God tells me to go this way, and I'm like, is that really God? Would he really want me to go that way and do this? Just like you said,
I would say if you're uncomfortable, then yes, that's
right.
the way to go.
But, you know, it's something that sometimes it's the devil sitting on your shoulder telling you, oh, you don't want to go that way, you know. And it's hard to determine which voice is truly God.
Until you have 100% faith and you put your trust. You know, there was probably a lot of outside noises happening, but you stayed true to the word, and you were just quiet and patient listening. Not that you made all the right decisions. I'm sure that didn't happen. There were some bumps in the road, but where you're at today is...
It's because you listened.
Because you stopped and listened, which a lot of people do not do. So now 10 months you've been in Poshmark. I love how you took the first picture, sent that little, what did you call it?
A love note.
Yeah, the love note. And now today you said, this was my first picture, and this is my today's picture. I
really upped my game.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, that's part of it. You have to learn along the way.
Well, and it's crazy because, like, you know how I told you guys, I was like, I'm trying to finish up my website. I've been working on my website for 6 months, and literally, like, I did it all last night. Like, it just flowed well. I didn't have any issues, and bam, it was done. But I ran into obstacles throughout this 6 months because it wasn't time yet.
Right.
And so I would just put it away and then, like, go back to it, and it still wasn't time. But I'd still try to do it, and it just wasn't working out. And then, like, last night I was like, all right, God, I really need this to work out. So can you help me? And it just flowed really well. And people think I'm crazy because I'm like, look, I'm led by the Spirit in all that I do. Like, even thrift store finds. I'm like, all right, God, what thrift store are we going to today? And I just feel led to go to one. And I just find these amazing deals. I bought one of my biggest sales, my first big sale on Poshmark. I bought a Burberry bikini for 25 cents and sold it for $65.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, and it's just, I'm led to these great deals to where I can, you know, sell them and make a profit for myself, and then also donate part of it to make the, like, welcome bags for the women in the Hope Home. Back in December last year, my friend asked me to go to this church with her, and it's this church in Springfield called Freedom City Church. And on their sign outside, it says, welcoming all felons, saints, and junkies. And they have this Friday night fire, and I went there. You could just feel the battle going on between the bad and God, like how bad these people wanted to change their lives and how they were being like held back by just the struggles they were facing. And the pastor there is actually an ex-heroin addict. He started the church in the Hope Homes, which are like recovery homes for men and women coming out of incarceration, or they're homeless and want to get off the streets or whatever. And they go into these Hope Homes, and it's like a 9-month discipleship program to where, you know, they learn about God and purpose. And it was crazy because I came up with my purpose for my ministry before I even went to this church, and their purpose is the same. It's pretty much like word for word. So I'm like, we were connected for a reason.
Right.
Well, I ended up connecting with a girl named Jamie there that runs one of the homes. She actually entered into the home 2 years ago and went through their program, and she just moved out 2 or 3 months ago. She had like graduated, and then she was running the house, and now she has her own house, and is just trying to work on, you know, rebuilding that life that got destroyed when she was using drugs.
Right.
And she told me like what they would need during the month, so I'll go out and I'll buy the stuff, and then I meet up with Jamie and give it to her to disperse however she would like. Well, a few months ago, she said that she wanted to do welcome bags for the girls coming in. She wanted them to have a journal and a blanket and like just basic hygiene items. So I go out and I'll go buy like in bulk, like tons of blankets and tons of journals, and I just stockpile them, and then I get the bags ready for her to just be able to throw it in the bag and then hand it to whoever's coming into the home, so that they feel more at home when they're coming in for the first time, because I know how that felt, like not even having deodorant or a toothbrush to brush my teeth, like, and I feel like it feels like very important to me to be able to help give just a basic necessity like that to someone to make them feel more at home during their recovery. I've listened to this sermon about, you know, making heroes out of the next generation to come, and all this stuff, and I was like, I'm going to go work with the youth. I'm going to go work at this troubled home. I'm going to do this and that. And I was doing packages the other day, and my daughter was like, can I help you? And then she's like, oh, they would really like these earrings because it makes them feel good. Because I have like a whole like box of stuff that I just throw in a gift to each of my packages. And then she's just like wanting to help and wanting to help minister to people. And it's just like I had this epiphany. It's not about, you know, me working with the youth of the next generation. It's about me building up my next generation so that she can make heroes out of her generation and the generations to come.
That is awesome.
So, yeah, I had that like light bulb moment the other night, and I was like, oh, it all makes sense.
Where would we be able to find you? Can you give us your email address or your website address? How can people reach out to you?
You can reach out to me by my Instagram, I am rooted in rising, or my website, I am rootedinrising.com. I also have a little form on there if anyone is in need of prayer.
I believe that wholeheartedly. If it's pressed upon our heart, someone needs to hear it. I was just going to say, and you touched our heart, and we felt like we needed to pass it along.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I hope that we get a chance to sit down. I hope this is a start of a great friendship.
Will be for sure.
And we want to welcome you back anytime you want to talk. We're here to listen. I can't wait to see what God has in plan for this podcast where somebody may hear this.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, he definitely has plans for you, Thera. I mean, it's clear. There's no doubt.
Hey, he has plans for all of us.
That's right.
Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you," says the Lord, "plans to prosper you and not to harm you, but to give you hope in a future." So
that's right. You know, something about when you were talking about your daughter helping you, it just brought to my mind that, you know, that's one of the things in the Bible also is that you're told to have faith like a child, because a child doesn't question. A child is just, it believes.
And I was struggling so hard last week, and she wrote on a sticky note, like, I'm not sure where she got this from, maybe church or what, but there was a sticky note on my computer, and it says, "You do your best, and God does the rest." So I was like, okay, I'm going to do my best.
And how old is she?
She will be 8 this month.
wow.
That is great. You're doing a good job.
Well, Thera, we're gonna
Thank you.
end this podcast today, and we just really appreciate you so much for sharing your story, your intimate story. I know for a fact somebody needs to hear this. Thank you all for listening.
And thanks for having me, guys.
No
I
problem.
appreciate it a lot.
We enjoyed having you on here.
My code, Rooted and Rising, you get $10 for signing up.
Oh, well, see, she has a goal to meet for 1 year. And if you go and read her blog, you'll learn all about it. I think that we need to help her reach that point.
There's a shop page where you can shop my Poshmark listings, and then I also have where you can donate to my cause as well. I believe that's on my purpose page.
Well, thank you very much. We really
I
appreciate
appreciate you guys.
That's our podcast for today. We want to thank you all for listening. Thank you, Thera, for coming on as a special guest and sharing your story. We are delighted to share that with our listeners. Guys, you can follow us at www.everydayricochet.com. You can visit our Instagram page, and we will have a link to Thera's Instagram page and her website. Remember to download and share our podcast, give us a like on our website, and remember,
today is a good day for a great day.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you very much for listening.